back to your Comments Matters YouTube channel. I'm your host, Carol Love, and we're continuing our series on the job market. And today's story is coming from KIRO 7 News. And the title of this story is called Former Amazon Employees Speak Out on Layoffs. Or are you experiencing a layoff, or have you been fired from your job? Then you probably can relate to what we're going to be hearing on today. So when this video aired, they got over 411,000 views. So we know there were some commenters there, and your comment might just appear right here on our show today, where your comment matters. So let's get into the video and let's hear this former employee of Amazon talk about being laid off. Let's take a listen.
1,000 corporate jobs are being cut. The senior VP of People Experience and Technology goes on to say they will continue to keep hiring into next year.
KIRO 7's Jake Chapman is live outside the Spheres in downtown Seattle. And Jake, you spoke with one of those employees that lost their job.
That's right, Ellen Monique, and she tells me she worked at the downtown office here in South Lake Union, and she says this was the first news she woke up to this morning. But come 90 days, her office space here will be empty.
It's one thing to hear about it,
and our team was talking about it.
It's another.
I see the email that I was impacted by the layoffs.
To go through it.
I don't know what happens now. Just kind of in disbelief.
We spoke with this Amazon employee who we aren't naming or showing. She was one of the 14,000 company-wide layoffs at Amazon. And she tells me what stings the most about it. She just moved here 6 months ago for the job.
I'm the only one out here. Was just starting to form a community, but I don't know if I stay in Seattle or if I move to find another job. Yeah.
But those who worked at Amazon aren't the only ones frustrated.
I really wish they'd stop doing this.
Okay.
It was like, oh, it's going up, oh, back down.
So are neighboring businesses outside the Amazon spheres.
But we have such a customer base here.
Like a roller coaster.
Pretty hard to rebuild elsewhere.
We spoke with several employees off camera. A few claimed that some impacted found out through news reports before the company said anything. So we reached out to Amazon if that was the case, but have not heard back. As those laid off search for new work. If you had a message for Amazon through this, what would it be?
I think they should really reevaluate and think long-term of the impacts that these job losses have.
Well, you heard it right there. The former Amazon employee is sharing her experience of being laid off. Did you hear what they said in the story? That 14,000 corporate jobs or to be cut just there in Seattle alone, that area. And then the workers are in disbelief at Amazon that they got fired, that they're now jobless. And especially that young lady, she moved from another area to there, thinking that this job is going to be long term, but it didn't work out that way. So I'm sure many of you out there can empathize with what she is going through. And what I thought was interesting too, that some of the employees found out about their being laid off through the media before they even got to their desk there at Amazon. And they open up in there and they get an email. Back in the day when we got laid off or lost your job, you would be called into the office. Now it's impersonal. Email, text, however they want to do it now. It's so impersonal, but it is a big impact. Like she said, that when you lose your job, it affects everything, your housing, your car payment, your food, shelter, everything is affected when you don't have a job. All right, then, everyone, I know you're waiting for the comments, and let's go in and let's see who made some comments and what did they have to say, because you might just agree or you might disagree. And you can make your comments known right in our comment section below. Let's take a look at the comments, shall we?
And so the big question now is, are there more layoffs to come, or was this it? We have asked Amazon for those answers, and we'll have that story for you in the next hour.
All right, everyone, that's going to do it. So let's get into the comments. All right, finally, we get to the comments. All right, everyone. So here we are to the comments. So let's take a look and let's see what our commenters had to say about this story. The first commenter is coming from Cato Lau. Says the poor gal laid off says Amazon should think about the long-term impact layoffs have. I'm afraid she doesn't get it. That's exactly what they're doing. Their focus was never on employees, it's on the stockholders, margins, and profits. Got 854 likes on that comment. You know, when you think about it, that's true. They don't care about you. It's their long-term impact. They could care less about that you got housing, car payments, and all of other things to take care of. They're thinking about their stockholders. So good point. That was a great comment. That's why it matters. Take a look at our second commenter coming from MJ Kim. Says the last lesson you learn at work, they don't give a flying about you or your family. You know I couldn't say that, but he said the F word. Woo! You know, you can put in 10, 15, 20 years. You can put in 5 minutes. These companies could care less about you. It's their bottom line and how you can make them profitable. Okay. Let's take a look. Get this. You got over 1,500 likes on that comment. That was a comment. It really was. Take a look at our next commenter coming from R8 Letters. Says record profits, record layoffs, go figure. Okay, there it is again. Corporations, all they're thinking about profits, profits, profits. And if you're in the way, you gotta go. You gotta get the stepping. And this 8 letters got 584 thumbs up on that comment. What about you, audience? Are you agreeing with the commenters so far? Let us know in the comment section below. Let's take a look at one more commenter, shall we? This one is coming from 509 Travel 8. Says, don't be loyal to corporate America. You are just a number. Build your own business and your own future. Well, you know, that's a great statement. He got 279 likes on that. But don't you think the same thing is going to happen when you have your own business? You're going to be looking at the profits just like the big corporations are. You're going to be seeing that bottom line. Let's say you start your own business. You start out with 50 employees. And you see that bottom line is not what you thought it was. Now you got to let some of those employees go. You may have to get rid of half of them. So you're no different than the big corporation. It all boils down to the profit, doesn't it? All right, everyone, that's going to do it for the comments here today on this story, talking about former Amazon employees speaking out on layoffs. So we want to give a shout out again to our commenters today, Cato Law, MJ Kim, RH Letters, and 59 Travel 8. Thank you for your comments. Why? Because your comments matters. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for us here at Your Comments Matter. I'm going to see you when on the next video. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to Your Comments Matter. We'll see you on the next video. Take care. Goodbye.